Hey everybody, Spidey here. As always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. Welcome to the Marvel Card News. What an exciting couple of weeks it has been with Spider-Man Metal, but first we're going to talk about Todd Mcfarlane and Cgc.
Todd Mcfarlane here. I want to make a big announcement. Coming up on September 6th, we're going to open up another private signing of me going directly to the CGC offices in Florida so I can sign your book. We're going to be doing both comic books and cards, and you can send it out starting September 6th. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, this week CGC went out with a bang after recently announcing that they're grading Marvel cards. They went straight to the pinnacle of what we want. Well, maybe not the pinnacle, but near the top. Todd Mcfarlane signed Marvel cards that will get a yellow label. And not just any label, we're actually going to get a yellow custom label of Todd Mcfarlane's scroll signature. This is really awesome to see that we're going to get Marvel cards signed by the Todd father, Todd Mcfarlane, who just has some of the best Spider-Man and Marvel art that's ever appeared on a comic book in terms of the impact that it had on the collecting community and the desire that people have to this day to collect his trading cards that have his art on it, along with the comic books. So imagine you're going to have your favorite Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comic books with your favorite Todd McFarlane trading cards, both being able to have that signature with yellow labels. And while I'm mentioning yellow labels, just so you know, if you do get a pack pulled autograph, CGC will give that a blue label. The yellow label is only for witnessed autographs. So if you're out there buying cards in the future that are CGC slab, just know if it has a yellow label, that means it was not pack pulled, but witnessed by a CGC representative. Now, in terms of the information about this signing, you can start submitting your cards right now. The cost will be $125 per signature, regardless of comic book or trading card, which that was a little more than I wanted to see because I had a lot of cards that I would like to have Mr. McFarlane's autograph on. So that price point, it hurt a little bit, but I understand that if it was $50, they would probably get a gazillion cards for him to have to sign, and we would all get T.MC far, something like that. Like we wouldn't actually get his actual full signature, which I know that we all would like to have. I will say this, that on previous cards that Todd has signed, that he signed at a high level, he did not put the full signature. And here's an example of this. This is a DC card that came in one of Todd McFarlane's toys of Batman. And on the back, you can see he did not put the full signature. So I'm not sure exactly what we will get on the trading cards, but the example that they used in the promotional does show a full signature. And man, does it look good. They used the 1989 Todd McFarlane set, just a beautiful set of trading cards that represent the comic book issues that were issued that year that Todd was working on. So this signing does last through November the 11th of 2022. So you have until now, till November 11th to send in your trading cards, which I know a lot of you probably don't have the Todd McFarlane art cards that you do want to send in. So it gives you time to acquire them and then get them in the mail and get them to CGC. To our surprise, when we were opening up Spider-Man metal boxes, we discovered these cards that were not on the initial checklist release. So these were a bit of a secret Easter egg card, and it is called the Retro Animated Series, near and dear to my heart as a Spider-Man fan from the 90s, that cartoon in particular. These cards are wonderful. They have a lot going on for them in terms of the art from the animated series for the most part, and they have this cracked ice border with some die cuts in it. I mean, it is a lot of fun. It's 1 in 180 packs, so not an easy hit. But the cards can be hit on all three channels of delivery for Spider-Man Metal, meaning hobby boxes, retail blaster boxes that you find in your Targets and Walmarts and Barnes & Nobles, and will be on Upper Deck's e-pack delivery system where they deliver cards directly to the consumer via an online experience. So these cards will not be rare, but they are a lot of fun. But the checklist was released this week on Cardboard Connection, but the checklist was incomplete. Initially had like 9 of the whatever number of cards, but not the rest. And slowly and surely, people started sharing with me the cards that they were hitting that were not on the checklist. And I started to compile that list. And as of today, Cardboard Connection has updated that list to include all but 2 of the Easter egg cards. And that is number 2 in the checklist, which we actually know is Black Cat because we've seen that card. And then number 8, which I'm sure someone has probably seen, but I have not seen that card yet. So if you know what number 8 is on the retro animated series, let me know, because that will give us the complete full set, at least for now, because maybe EPAC has something different. I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't really know if they will, but either way, what I found interesting is that it felt like Upper Deck didn't have their own checklist. Like, they were still discovering what cards were actually in the packs as they were updating the list on Cardboard Connection, because basically day after day, the list was, being added to by whoever controls that information onto Cardboard Connection. So I thought that was funny. But great job, community, letting me know which cards you had hit so we could get this list complete. Okay, in the realm of rumor news, I am hearing word that we're going to get an Avengers versus X-Men trading card release. Now, at first when I heard this, I was like, okay, Avengers versus X-Men, that sounds all right. But as I began to dig into the possibilities of this set, I was really taken aback by a 2012 comic book event series called Avengers versus X-Men AVX, where the Phoenix Force is coming back to Earth and is believed by the Avengers to be very destructive. It's believed by the X-Men to be the next thing that they need for the evolution of the mutant gene. And this conflict arises. X-Men versus Avengers, which creates these awesome, images that we see here of X-Men fighting the Avengers. And when I was looking into who was behind this particular storyline, it was really intriguing to me because you have Brian Michael Bendis, you have Jonathan Hickman, Adam Kubert, John Romita Jr., and many others behind this storyline. Seems to me like the Avengers versus X-Men is an event that could occur in the future through the MCU. Now, this storyline took place in 2012 with the first initial release in March of 2012 in the 616 comic book universe. Why is that important potentially? Well, the 616 is the main Marvel Cinematic Universe, and so eventually the X-Men and Avengers will have to meet in the MCU now that Disney, quote, Marvel owns the rights to X-Men and Avengers, obviously. So this set, it may be preemptive to something that Disney is telling Upper Deck. We will see this down the road, so go ahead and start building this set now. And how do we know about it? Well, we know because these sets include sketch cards. Sketch cards must go out to the artist before the set is ever even announced, before we ever see a sales sheet. And so we can know to some degree what sets may be occurring in the future. Again, this still lives in the rumor mill. As a Dark Phoenix fan, it has me both excited and scared. In this series, there are 5 Phoenix Forces. You have Iron Man, who has the Phoenix Killer suit, which actually proves to be, pretty amazing, and actually has an impact against the Phoenix Force. So just an incredible storyline all the way around, with a huge event of the Avengers versus the X-Men. And we might see those trading cards soon. Who knows? That still lives in the rumor mill. And we did get an announcement of an MCU set that's being released. Now, when we were interviewing Upper Deck a couple of weeks ago, they said, hey, the next set of cards you're going to see is MCU. And I strongly was betting on the fact that that would be Marvel's Allure, just considering everything around that set and the timing of its release. But it doesn't appear that that is the case. It appears that we're going to get Thor: Love and Thunder, a weekly EPAC release. And I don't have a lot of information on this because frankly, I'm not that excited about it, and I could not find an official Upper Deck announcement. It's probably somewhere. I just was not able to locate it. If you were able to locate it, please leave it in the comments down below. I was able to find it on Blowout forums where someone had made where somebody typed up what looked like an official announcement that we're going to get a Thor: Love and Thunder. It'll be a weekly type of release. Every week you'll collect these cards, and it'll have achievement aspects for people who collect all the cards in a particular way. There'll probably be sketches and things like that, maybe autographs that are given away as the achievements. Again, I didn't get a chance to do much research because I wasn't able to find the official announcement, but it appears that the next MCU release will be an Upper Deck E-Pack weekly achievement type release, similar to Unbound. All right, also I wanted to let you all know that I have created a Discord channel called the Spidey Hits Marvel Cards Discord that has many channels that will probably intrigue you as a Marvel card collector. If you're new to the hobby and you're learning and you want to have a space and a forum where you can ask questions and you can have people that will be able to answer those, this is a really good place. I think that this is going to be a fun space for us to continue to grow the hobby in an interactive and informational way. Now, to be a part of this Discord, there are rules, and those rules are 3 things, okay? Number 1, you have to love people. And here's what I mean by that. You can have all the cards in the world. You can have the one of ones. You can have the best of cards, but if you don't love people, it means nothing to me. So if you want to be in this space, you have to love people more than your cards. Now look, your cards are still really awesome, and that's great, and that brings me to number 2, but number 1, you have to care about people more than cards. Number 2 is you have to love Marvel cards. This is a Marvel card Discord. So if you don't like Marvel cards and you want to come to a place and tell people about it, this is not the space for you. You probably want to create the I Hate Marvel Card Discord, and you can have that over there, but this is going to be a place for people who actually love people and love Marvel cards. And that brings me to rule number 3, and that is keep it marvelous. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean a few different things. Number 1, nothing DC, Image, nothing that is not Marvel, unless obviously we will probably have some type of crossover event, and sometimes there's information that is informative to Marvel cards because of something that happened, you know, with a DC product or whatever, what have you. But let's just keep the collection, keep the cards, keep the comments Marvel and marvelous, and like keep it light and bright. Let's not let this place become kind of a dark and dingy Discord. Let's keep it bright and light and keep it marvelous. So if that speaks to you and you want to be a part of something like that, there's a link in the description for the new Spidey Hits Marvel Cards Discord, and would love to have you there. All right, that brings me to my favorite time of the news, and that is the Instagram account of the week, and that goes to none other than my friend Doom Card and his Instagram channel. Jesus, congratulations on being the Instagram account of the week. I really love what you're doing with your account. I absolutely love your focus and the quality of your images here. It is really special, and I think everyone who loves Marvel cards should be paying attention to your Instagram account. So everybody, if you like Marvel cards and you like Doom, Dr. Doom, who's who I'm talking about, please give Doom Card a follow and give him a like on his photos because they are pristine. He has a Stan Lee card that's signed and graded by PSA that I think you all should check out. You will see the occasional storm, and you know, we'll allow it, but Doom is his primary collector. And know that for the last number of years, Doom has been banned as a image that could be on a trading card. That will soon change with Marvel Beginnings, but this guy has still pursued Doom at a high level despite him being a banned character in Marvel cards. All right, everybody, that is this week in the Marvel card news. If you like this kind of content, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this video or some of the information that you heard, please hit the like button. Leave me a comment down below, any questions that you might have. I believe we will have big news next week, but I cannot officially announce anything until then. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.